My Own Words, the podcast. How to show on the streets, best form of Alabama football news, notes, and information you will find anywhere. Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine. And we were going to jump back into a conversation I started on Monday and talking about one Christian Harris and why I feel like he would lead the team in tackles for loss. But when interesting news rolls across the table, you got to get to the interesting news first. And this one comes from one Ryan Clark, former LSU defensive back, won the SEC title with the Tigers. He played 13 seasons in the NFL, and he's now an analyst for ESPN. And he was on the show Get Up on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, Mike Greenberg threw in the question about guys who are the most overrated and underrated entering this draft. And when it came to the overrated parts, Ryan Clark referred to one Henry Ruggs III in being overrated. Now, upon him being asked the question, he said this: I don't want to use the word overrated, or I don't like using the word overrated to define or describe these young men. But in the case of Henry Ruggs, because of his blazing 40 time, he's being bumped up into the conversation with the likes of Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, and Justin Jefferson, and I don't see him as that type of receiver. He's the type of guy that does not run the whole route tree. He'll get open, he'll take the top off of defense, but if you have to gamble and pick him, he would not be the number one guy that you need, or he would not be the guy that you need early in the draft if you're talking about a number one wide receiver, basically kind of sort of paraphrasing what Ryan Clark said. Now, no offense to Ryan Clark, I admire, I respect what he does at ESPN, but to sit there and refer to one Henry Ruggs as overrated is just straight up ridiculous, because this is somebody in Ruggs. Keep in mind, most young athletes, they play in football. They play 4 years of varsity football. Most guys play 4 years of varsity ball. Henry Ruggs was a basketball guy, right? Was a basketball guy, was a track guy in Montgomery. He was a hooper. And if not for his best friend, his fallen friend, God rest his soul, if not for Roderick Scott encouraging him, convincing him that, bruh, your passion, your destiny, your dream is on the football field. I know you a hooper. I know you love to hoop because I love to hoop, but bruh, your dream lies on that football field. If not for Roderick Scott convincing Ruggs, persuading Ruggs, encouraging Ruggs to see that his dream lies on the football field, does Henry Ruggs ever play the game? We will never know. He plays the game. He plays 2 years. He was dominant at Lee High School. He gets the scholarship to come to the University of Alabama, and all 3 years, I don't think people recognize this, but all 3 years Ruggs was at Alabama, he did something different. He got better and better and better, but he did something different in excellence all 3 years. His first season, 2017, and this was with a roster that had Calvin Ridley, Cam Sims, Robert Foster, a lot of older guys. The freshman Ruggs led the receiver room in touchdowns with 6. He was the one that helped start the comeback against Georgia in the national championship game. He caught the first touchdown pass from Tua Tagovailoa. And in 2018, Ruggs was one of 5 receivers that had at least 40 catches. He had 46 receptions in his sophomore year. And then 2019, he led the receiver group in yards per catch average, 18.6 yards per catch. He did something different. He took it to the next level every single year. And for Ryan Clark to say he's not a guy that will run every route in the route tree, go tell that to Christian Fulton, who Henry Ruggs made look like a 2-year-old on the field when Alabama took on LSU this past season. Even though Ruggs did not get the ball half the time, he put together some of the best combination and concepts of routes that made Christian Fulton, who is regarded as one of the best coverage corners in this draft, look absolutely foolish. And while speed is a concept, you need to have speed as a receiver. It took more than just speed for Henry Ruggs to have 24 touchdown receptions for his career, third all time in Alabama football history. It took the right route concepts, the right combination on those routes, manipulating defensive backs with your eyes, separation off the line of scrimmage, separation on the crest at the top of the route. It took a lot of things for Henry Ruggs to be what he is as a wide receiver at Alabama. But before we continue this, we're going to take our final break here on In My Own Words, the podcast. Don't touch that, Dad. We're going to come back and put a pretty bow on this thing right after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Make sure to subscribe before it's too late and get our new freshly printed end of the year magazine issue. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Back into the conversation here in My Own Words, the podcast. Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. As I was saying before the break here, it took more for Henry Ruggs than just speed to have the career he had at the University of Alabama. Now, speed is a concept. Speed played a role. Yes, the primary thing is not to have guys catch you, but I covered Henry Ruggs 3 years. I was at every practice. I was at every interview. I was at every game. And I'm seeing this young man put together some of the best route concepts, some of the best combinations, some of the best, plays, whether it's slant routes, go routes, fade routes, sluggo routes, whatever you want. Henry Ruggs was giving it to you right there on the field. And the comp that everybody has for Ruggs is Tyreek Hill of the Kansas City Chiefs. So when you go back to the Super Bowl this past year against San Francisco, as good as, Hill is as a route runner, I'm pretty sure Kyle Shanahan of the 49ers didn't give 2 cents about his route running. He out here going, can y'all tackle the brother? Can y'all put him to the ground? Can somebody chase him? Can somebody please find where Tyreek Hill is, wrap him up, and tackle this dude? Because he is freaking killing us. Can someone please get their hands on Tyreek Hill? Like, Kyle Shanahan didn't give a care about the route running. Kyle Shanahan says, locate Tyreek Hill, find him, find his jersey. I don't care if you have to rip him down by the helmet. I'm getting tired of seeing this young man burn us every single time. And when you watch Henry Ruggs, it's the same skill set. He can run the routes. He can run all the routes on the route tree. He's very highly explosive, highly athletic, got speed to burn, got the foot to put the pedal on the accelerator. And let's not forget, there were moments, as much as I enjoy Jerry Jeudy, and he is big time, there were moments where when Jerry Jeudy was dropping passes, Henry Ruggs wasn't dropping balls. Henry Ruggs was bringing them balls in. So, just saying, here is a guy that, even though speed plays a role, he is more than speed. He is bigger than speed. He can run the routes. He can catch the football. He can evade defenders. And he can put on the afterbirders and say, bye-bye, you can't catch a speeding bullet. He got out of the house, 2-stepping for the touchdown. And at the end of the day, that's what these coaches want. If you're breaking ankles, if you juking folks out their shoes, if you putting the right combination of routes together, if you catching passes, and by the way, shawty, if you are scoring, that is all the coaches care about. That's it. But if you want the best in news, notes, information, and content on the Crimson Tide, it's very easy and simple to do, ladies and gentlemen. You get the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app, and you can download this app on your iPhone if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you just so happen to have the Android phone. For our podcast options, we got you covered, whether it's iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. If the good and gracious gracious Lord sees fit, I will return on Friday to continue the conversation that is Crimson Tide football. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, leave you with my favorite three things. Husbands, love your wives. Wives, appreciate, value those husbands. Children, be obedient. Do what you got to do to get that work done and legitimately not be bored. Get those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself, protect the loved ones around you. And until next time, folks, this is your man, Stephen M. Smith, and this has been In My Own Words. Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in the Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.